A man in his early 40s told me something most men never say out loud. He said, "I can't remember the last time I woke up hard." Months had gone by, and honestly, he'd stopped checking. He thought maybe this was just what life was like now. Stress, work, kids, a little weight gain, maybe low testosterone, maybe he thought maybe this is just what happens when a man isn't 25 anymore. But then his morning wood came back. And what changed tells you something every man needs to understand. That morning erections are not random. Your body runs an erection check every single night. While you sleep, your penis is supposed to fill with oxygen-rich blood several times a night. That keeps the tissue elastic, responsive, and healthy. So when morning wood disappears, your body may be whispering before bigger health problems start screaming. Now, and if you want to know how old your erection actually is, not your age, but your erection age, I created a free tool that helps you identify which systems may be aging faster. I'll share more about that a little later, but first let me explain what morning wood actually is. I'm Dr. Rachel Ross, physician, sexologist, and founder of the Dr. Rachel Institute, and today we're talking about why morning wood disappears, what it means when it comes back, and the one piece that most people overlook, the erectile tissue itself, may actually need to be trained again. So if you care about erections, blood flow, testosterone, and men's health, and sexual health, make sure that you subscribe. The medical term for morning wood is nocturnal penile tumescence. That simply means nighttime erections. And most healthy men get several erections throughout the night. Actually, usually during REM sleep. This is the stage where you're dreaming. See, these erections are part of your body's maintenance system. Think of it like your body taking the penis for a test drive while you sleep and exercising it. Right? Blood flows in, oxygen enters the erectile tissues, the chambers expand, the nerves fire, the blood vessels respond. Your penis is one of the few organs in the body that literally exercises itself while you sleep. And if that nightly exercise stops happening for weeks, months, or years, the tissue becomes less responsive. It starts to shrivel, it starts to shrink, and it starts to have ED. Now, a sponge that stays dry too long doesn't expand the same way. A muscle that never stretches gets tight, a joint that never moves gets stiff, and erectile tissue that is not regularly filled, stretched, and oxygenated can lose elasticity over time. And that is why missing morning wood matters more than you can imagine. It can tell us about blood flow, sleep, hormones, stress, and whether the tissue itself is staying healthy. So you have to ask, what makes it disappear? Well, a lot of men assume morning wood fades because they're getting older. But many times the systems supporting the erections are just breaking down earlier than they should. Now, poor sleep is one of the biggest culprits. And if you're not getting enough REM sleep, then your body may not cycle through those nighttime erection phases. Then there's sleep apnea, alcohol, stress, and screens before bed. They can all disrupt REM. So no REM, fewer nighttime erections, and of course, if your prostate is running you to the bathroom, same thing. Now then there's nitric oxide. See, nitric oxide tells your arteries to open up and relax, and if production is low because you're sitting all day, poor diet, inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, your arteries can't dilate properly. Weak dilation means weak blood flow. Weak blood flow means weaker erections, and it's a vicious cycle. Now, pelvic tightness matters too. Sitting for hours restricts pelvic circulation. Tight hip flexors, weak or tense pelvic floor muscles, and lack of movement all reduce blood flow to the pelvic region. Then on top of that, we'll have insulin resistance and inflammation. High blood sugar damages blood vessels. Inflammation damages the lining of the blood vessels. And once the blood vessels are irritated, nitric oxide production becomes weaker. Low testosterone also plays a role because testosterone supports sexual signaling, libido, nighttime erections. But testosterone alone will not create erections. Erections are blood flow first. Chronic stress. Now that's a major erection killer as well. When cortisol stays elevated, your body stays in fight or flight. Blood vessels constrict instead of dilate. Testosterone drops. Your nervous system can't shift into the relaxed state that it needs to be in order for erections to occur. Now, I'll tell you, most men don't just have one issue. They have 3 or 4 systems fading at the same time. First, the morning wood gets weaker. Then it becomes occasional. Then it disappears. Then performance becomes hit or miss. Then they're not finishing erect. then the confidence drops, anxiety enters the bedroom. Now the body and the brain are both involved. That's why I tell men, listen, do not ignore missing morning erections. Your erections often tell you something is off before your blood work does. The penile arteries are smaller than the heart arteries, so changes in blood vessel health can show up in erections really early. A missing morning erection can be your body's early warning light, like an SOS flag. Now, so if you want to know how old your erection actually is, not your chronological age, your erection age, I created a free tool right here. It helps you identify which systems may be aging faster than others. I'll drop a link in the comments below. But here's the hopeful part. If the systems recover, morning wood can return. And in this case, the biggest win for this man was training the tissue to respond again. This was not one miracle supplement. We actually rebuilt the systems. But the part most men miss is the erectile tissue itself. This is where pumping becomes important. Now, most guys think a pump is just something you do when you want to get a temporary erection. But in sexual medicine, vacuum erection devices have been used for penile rehab for years, especially after prostate surgery or long periods of poor erectile function. A pump pulls blood into the erectile chambers. It helps oxygenate the tissue. It stretches the tissue. It supports elasticity, and it reminds the penis how to fill up again. For this man in particular, pumping 2 to 3 times a week was not desperation. It was training. It was tissue conditioning. It was telling the body, fill, stretch, oxygenate, respond. And if a man has not had strong nighttime erections in a long time and has not been waking up with morning wood, that tissue needs repair. It needs oxygen-rich blood flow again. The pump helped wake that tissue back up. Now, he didn't just pump and everything magically fixed. He also worked on sleep because nighttime erections happen during REM sleep. So he started protecting his sleep more. He had less screen time at night. He had more consistency, a darker room. He blocked out all that ambient light. He had a better sleep rhythm. And then he worked on getting morning sunshine. He started getting sunlight early in the day, going for walks as soon as the sun was coming up. See, that anchors the body clock. Less cortisol in the morning. Because if your sleep rhythm is chaotic, your erection rhythm often becomes chaotic too. Then we actually worked on blood flow. He started walking daily, movement, not extreme workouts, just walking, stretching, getting up from his desk every 30 minutes. See, this movement allowed for his blood vessels to recover throughout his whole body. See, most men don't need a heroic workout plan. They just need to stop trapping their pelvis in a chair for 8 to 10 hours a day, and you see amazing results. Then we worked on nitric oxide. We added nitrate-rich foods, greens, beets, pomegranate, and arugula. He started making the smoothie recipes. For some men, a nitrate-based nitric oxide supplement can also help support that pathway. Then we worked on pelvic circulation. He started practicing activated sitting, more movement while he was sitting. He reduced pelvic tension. He was getting up every 30 minutes from his desk, just doing light stretches, movement. Studies suggest that if you interrupt your sitting every 30 minutes doing some form of movement, that all of these health parameters, medical health, metabolic health, testosterone levels, stress levels, everything starts to improve. Next, he worked on his diet. He did strategic intermittent fasting. He structured his fasting and his food to support insulin sensitivity and metabolic health, because high blood sugar and insulin resistance will damage blood vessels and destroy your erections. Erections are blood flow event first, right? Now, all of this took time. This was not a 7-day miracle. It took about 3 to 6 months before he noticed consistent morning erections again. But when they returned, he said something that really stuck with me. He said, "It feels like my body woke back up." That's exactly what happened. His body started running the nightly erection check again, pumping iron while he slept. His REM sleep improved, his nitric oxide levels improved, and it opened up the arteries to accept more blood flow. His hormone levels improved. His nervous system calmed down enough to allow for the response to take place. His confidence surged. His erectile tissue became conditioned again. All of this because he joined the community in the Zone Plus and got this figured out. Oxygenation, tissue, hormone. You need all of it. And this is why younger men really need to pay attention. There are men in their 30s right now who haven't had morning wood in months. Poor sleep, screens at night, alcohol, processed food, sitting all day, porn overstimulation, low sunlight exposure, chronic stress, high blood pressure, low nitric oxide, pelvic tightness, and then they wonder why their body isn't responding like it used to. Your body is giving you feedback. Morning wood disappearing is one of the first clues. Let's go. This can all change around. If your morning erections are weaker, shorter, less frequent, or completely gone, pay attention. This can be an early sign of blood vessel control, cardiovascular disease even, poor sleep quality, low oxygen at night, metabolic dysfunction, chronic stress, hormonal imbalance, all under all of it. Your erections often tell you something is wrong before your blood work does. That is why morning wood matters. It's vascular health monitoring. Now, so what should you do if yours is fading? First, you want to get a checkup. Start simple. Go to see your doctor. Next, protect your sleep. Get sunlight early in the day. Walk or move in some way, shape, or form every single day. Support your nitric oxide with greens, beets, arugula, pomegranate, nasal breathing, and nitrate-rich foods. Reduce your sitting. Activate your seat. Move your hips, and if erections have been weak or missing for a while, pay attention to the tissue. The erectile tissue may need to be retrained. That is where a structured pumping protocol can be incredibly useful when done properly, because the penis is vascular tissue. It's full of blood vessels. Healthy tissue responds to oxygen, to stretch, and to blood flow. Also check the deeper issues. If you snore, wake up tired, carrying belly fat, high blood sugar, low testosterone symptoms, or high stress, don't ignore those signs. You may have sleep apnea. There could be anything going on. Your erection may be the early signal that your body needs help. And if you want to know how old your erection actually is, not your age, but your erection's age, because it may be aging faster than you are, check it out at eage.me. It's a free calculator I created and a tool that helps you identify which symptoms may be aging faster than your chronological age. Because if your morning wood is changing, your body is changing in a way that's not positive. The link is below. Now, I got a quick question for you. When was the last time you woke up with a strong morning erection? Comment this week, this month, this morning even, or it's been a while. It's been a while lets me know that you need more of our videos. So here's the bottom line. Morning wood comes back. It is a win, and it can come back. It's a sign that the systems are responding again. Sleep, blood flow, nitric oxide, hormone levels, pelvic circulation, blood flow, nervous system calm, and most importantly in this story, the tissue itself is trained to fill again. That is hope, and that's what's up. So if a man who thought that part of his life was gone for good can get that signal back, younger men need to stop assuming ED is permanent. All men need to stop assuming that. Your body can recover, your tissue can respond, your signal can come back. Start rebuilding. And if you want to understand why some older men maintain stronger erections than the younger guys, watch this video next. I'm Dr. Rachel. I love you, and boom, watch this one next.